everybody, this is Lori from Shoo Shoo Paper Art, and today we are making paper doll blocks. Aren't they cute? This is Karen, and if you flip them over, there's Beth, and over again, we've got Sherry. You get the idea. There's 6 kids that you can use for the cubes. These paper dolls can be downloaded at my blog, and I'll put the link down in the supply list. You can print them off just like this. They're printed on an antique ledger sheet, and all 6 dolls are right there ready for you to use. If you're going to use 1.5 inch blocks, which is what these are, then I have another download to make it even easier, and I've outlined exactly where you need to cut to get all 6 dolls right in the center. Okay, if you decide that you want to use 1 inch blocks, for example, you would need to print these 3 inches high. So whatever size your blocks are, measure the height, and then that's how high you want your kids to be. Maybe just a little bit smaller so you don't cut off their head or their name. So they can definitely be smaller or even larger. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need is some unfinished blocks. I've already put one kid started on these, but they're just unfinished blocks. And then the paper dolls have been cut into 1.5 inch squares, 1 for each block. Okay. And I just used a little bit of glue to glue the pieces on. Now they're going to be Mod Podged on, but it is definitely helpful to have a little bit of glue hold it in place. And one tip that's really important is that you want to flip the blocks all the same direction as you continue putting the kids in place. So for the next kid, I would want to flip all of them over to the left. And then I would start putting on another paper doll. Oops, we don't want to put her feet in the middle, I guess. Okay. And then I'm going to keep flipping until I've done 4. Then what's left is the end pieces. And you also want to flip those all the same direction. So I might want to flip them all towards me, as just like that. And then I would put the kids here. Then for the other end piece, I might want to flip them all away. Just make sure that they all go the same direction. Okay. All right, so let's get back to our little girl here. Back to Kathy. And Kathy's all in place. I would do all 6 paper dolls, glue them in place, and then start sanding. I think they look really nice. They look a little bit older and look like they've been around for a while if you do quite a bit of sanding. It's not that hard, and it's definitely worth the look. So I used a sanding block. Just get in there, start sanding. The paper's fairly easy to sand off. And you could definitely use a 60-pound paper. I used 80, and that makes it just a little bit harder to sand, but it's still not hard to do. I definitely want to sand off some of the corners, make them a little rounded. That definitely makes it look like it's kind of worn. I think that's kind of a nice look. So just all the way around each block, get a nice sanding on them. After you've done all the blocks, you'll be ready to Mod Podge. You can see that this piece has already been Mod Podged with 1 coat. And I definitely think it needs 2. I always use, wait a second. Before we Mod Podge, we have something important. I also used a little bit of Distress ink all the way around. And I also want to share with you my little applicator here. I don't have any of the fancy ones that Ranger makes, but I really like these. And what I do is I cut a circle of felt in the same size circle of 2 pieces of cardstock. Glue that on, fold the other circle in half and put glue just on half of it, glue it on, and then I have a nice little handle to hold on to. And I really like these, and they last a long time. I probably need to replace this one. It looks like it's been around a while. Anyway, let's get a little bit of Distress ink and just kind of lightly put some on. This is Vintage Photo, and this will make it look like it's been around a while too. Just darken up the edges just a little bit, and I would do that on every single block. And now we're ready to Mod Podge. I just use something I can throw away. I use a scrap piece of paper. This is a scrap envelope, and these sponge brushes are really nice for tossing once you've used Mod Podge. So I would put one really good coat on. This is glossy Mod Podge, but you could also use satin or matte. Either of those will work just fine. Just put on a good layer, let them dry, and then I would put on a second layer to make sure you get a nice, good covering. And you want to make sure that the ends are pressed down and sealed. If they're not, just put a little bit of Mod Podge underneath and press it down, and you're good to go. Okay, let's take a look again at the finished product here. There's Sherry. Oh, and there's Kathy again. And these are probably, maybe a year old, maybe a little bit longer. And you can see they still look really nice. I keep these on my desk at work in the summer because I kind of think they look like they have on swimsuits. And then I trade them out for something else later, but I always look forward to summer and seeing them on my desk when I come in the morning. And I'll turn them around and see the different little paper dolls. And my mom keeps them on her computer table, and I know she loves to do the same thing. So I really appreciate you joining me, and I hope you get a chance to make your own paper doll blocks, either for you or maybe your mom or somebody else who loves them. See you later.